It's a very special delight to greet each one of you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
我係好開心，係奉主嘅名嚟同大家嚟到問安。
And it's a special delight to be part of these lectureship series.
你特別係好開心啦，我嚟到大家當中嚟到去分享神嘅話語。
And it's a delight to be back in Hong Kong again. This is about my third trip here.
我亦都好開心，今次係第3次嚟到香港啦。
And also a special delight to share with you the book of Jeremiah.
亦特別開心嘅咧，就能夠同大家去分享耶利米書呢個書卷。
Jeremiah is one of the longest books in the prophets of the Old Testament.
喺呢個舊約先知書系列裏面咧，耶利米書係最長嘅一卷。
And actually, it's the longest of all of the biblical books in both the Old and New Testament.
其實係無論喺新約或者舊約咧，佢都係最長嘅書卷嚟嘅。
But we're not going to try to do all of that in this lectureship series. We'll only take 3 of the chapters.
當然好可惜，我哋唔能夠喺呢3日裏面係睇晒成個耶利米書，所以我哋只會集中喺3章嘅經文嘅裏面。
So if you have a Bible, join with me as we turn to chapter 1, the call of Jeremiah.
如果大家有聖經呢，請打開去耶利米書嘅第1章，係關於耶利米嘅呼召。
God gave a special call to Jeremiah.
神俾耶利米一個好特別嘅呼召。
And it was his final call to a rebellious nation of Judah.
亦都係神對呢個叛逆嘅猶大民族最後嘅悔改嘅呼召。
In Jeremiah, the first 3 verses of chapter 1, we are given a brief description of Jeremiah's family.
喺耶利米書第1章嘅頭3節，有一個好簡單關於耶利米嘅家庭嘅介紹。
It tells us about where he lived, his times, and the approximate date of his ministry.
話俾我哋聽，佢所處嗰個嘅日子時代，佢嘅家庭，佢住喺邊一度。
The text reads in verse 1, the words of Jeremiah, son of Hilkiah, one of the priests of Anathoth in the territory of Benjamin.
第1節咁講，便雅憫地亞拿特城的祭司中希勒家的兒子耶利米的話記在下面。
And it goes on in verse 2, the word of the Lord came to him in the 13th year of the reign of Josiah.
第2節，猶大王亞捫的兒子約西亞在位13年，耶和華的話臨到耶利米。
This theme of the word of the Lord is central to Jeremiah.
喺耶利米書裏面，耶和華的話係一個主題嚟嘅。
We're going to see later on, it occurs over 150 times in the book of Jeremiah alone.
單單喺耶利米書卷裏面呢，呢句説話或者相近嘅片句咧，係出現咗多過150次。
This marked this prophet as one who said, I can only say what God has said to me.
呢個就係呢位先知嘅特色。佢話：我只能夠傳講神要我講嘅説話。
And the prophet came from a priestly family, the family of Hilkiah.
我哋知道耶利米係嚟自一個祭司家族，佢係希勒家的兒子。
He lived in a town just north of Jerusalem.
佢住一個城係喺耶路撒冷之北嘅。
It was some 18 or 19 miles. You'll have to translate that.
OK 大概離開耶路撒冷有數里咁遠嘅係。
It was in the town of Anathoth.
嗰城名叫亞拿特城。
And that was the town where the priest Abiathar, one of the 2 priests who served in King David and King Solomon's time.
呢個城呢，其實原來呢就係喺所羅門同埋大衛王嘅時候嘅其中一位嘅祭司亞比亞他所住嘅城嚟嘅。
Solomon sort of exiled him for being backing up the wrong candidate for the kingship rather than Solomon.
喺所羅門時代呢， 亞比亞他因為就佢支持咗錯嘅一個嘅繼承皇位嘅人，咁所以咧就結果就俾所羅門咧就罷免咗佢。
He backed Solomon's son Adonijah rather than backing Solomon for king.
佢就支持所羅門嘅哥哥亞多尼亞做皇帝，就冇支持到所羅門。
So King Solomon said, "Go home to your town, and you will no longer be a priest."
所以所羅門就話啦，不如你都係還鄉故老啦。
Now that was the heritage and the background of this prophet of God.
呢個就係呢位先知耶利米佢嘅家族背景。
And while Jerusalem was in the territory of Judah, Anathoth was in the territory of Benjamin.
耶路撒冷呢就屬於呢個猶大嘅區域裏面，但係咧亞拿特咧就屬於便雅憫嘅支派嘅屬地嘅。
They're very close together, but still the borderline ran right at that point between the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe of Judah.
雖然兩個城都好相近，但係兩個支派嗰個嘅邊界咧就啱啱將呢兩個城隔開咗。
We believe this city is still in existence today with the modern name of Anatah.
我哋相信今日喺以色列嘅地方咧，呢個城仍然存在。而家嘅名就叫做亞拿特。
They name it after the Canaanite goddess Anat.
咁其實呢個名嘅由來咧係嚟自一個迦南嘅一個偶像女神，叫做亞納。
But God called this man to serve in the 7th century BC and the beginning of the 6th century.
神呼召耶利米係喺主前7世紀末或者呢個6世紀嘅開始嘅時候。
He was born in 645 BC.
佢喺主前645年出生。
Just shortly before, in 648, King Josiah was born.
喺大概主前648年，即係之前幾年呢，約西亞王就出世啦。
And he ascended to the throne of David when he was only 8 years old in 640 BC.
喺主前640年嘅時候，約西亞王只係8歲就登上皇位。
And he is the one whom God used in a very special way to call for revival one more time to the nation of Judah.
神好特別嘅去使用約西亞王，就係俾呢個嘅國家猶大有最後一次復興嘅機會。
Josiah had a father named Ammon.
約西亞王嘅爸爸嘅名叫亞門。
He reigned only for 2 years.
佢只係在位2年啫。
And he had an Egyptian name of a god, Amun-Re, the sun god.
佢嗰個嘅名咧係嚟自一個嘅埃及一個嘅偶像太陽神嘅名。
And his grandfather was Manasseh, who reigned for over 50 years and was the most wicked king Judah had ever had.
而亞門嘅爸爸咧就係馬拿西王啦。馬拿西王作王有成50年咁多，但係一個非常之嘅一個嘅邪惡嘅君王。
But his great-grandfather was Hezekiah, and he was a godly man.
咁你又諗唔到喎，馬拿西嘅爸爸咧，即係約西亞王嘅曾祖父咧，就係一個好敬虔嘅君王希西家王啦。
So this shows that children